Welcome back, everyone, to Sounds Right Media. My name is Anthony.
And I'm Brian.
And we'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel, like the channel, comment down below, and
give us a share.
Yeah, give us a share. Share out the video, guys. We got a very, very special video for you today, especially from me. I am just extremely bullish on this company, but we'll get Brian, the professional stock trader of 37 years, opinion here. As I say and have said in many videos, this man makes people a lot of money. Be one of them. Be one of them. So we're going to get Brian's opinion on one of my favorite stocks.
Crazy guy.
NNDM. Boom! Nano Dimension, baby. That's my baby. Nano Dimension's my baby, okay? So I'm a little biased going in, obviously, but... And Brian, he's going to tell us about the chart, Brian, right?
Take a look at it.
All right, we're going to look at the chart. And guys, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Feel free to comment down below. Anything you'd like to say, we are willing to listen. We are willing to interact with the community. All right, here we go.
Well, Anth, we're going to do a simple explanation here tonight. This is, again, another one of these stocks that right prior to the election was trading in the $3, $4 range. Had a huge rally.
Hot stock, baby.
Yeah,
it's
well,
a hot stock,
I guess it had a huge rally. We trade up to 1789, late part of January, double top it here, early part of February, and then, as you know, the panic set in. Yeah. Everyone got worried. All the tech stocks started dropping.
Well, it was dropping 10% a day. I mean, there were points I was looking at, it's like 17% down, then 10% down, then 15%. Yeah, it was scary. Scary couple days.
Tech sector was completely selling off then. Those were the stocks that were getting hurt the most. Interest rates were on the rise, and after we put in a double top, it was pretty much straight on down until you traded down to a low of what? 650. Yeah. On the way down though, a teaching point, a trading opportunity presented itself. I always talk about gaps. You've got a gap on the stock right here. You can take a look, and then once it gapped down, the following day thereafter, it filled the gap. On the gap fill, had one wanted to be short the stock. You didn't have to worry anymore about the gap getting filled to the upside because that's just a natural magnet, whether a gap is to the upside or downside. So once that gap got filled, had you taken the opportunity to get short the stock, once it took out that day's prior low, which was 1108, you could have stayed short the stock and run a stop then above that current day's high, which is 1245. Had you done that, you'd have found yourself making close to $4 per share, $5 per share to the downside without being sweated whatsoever.
Jeez.
An easy $4 or $5.
So the shorties got rich.
Yeah, the shorties got rich on this one here, absolutely. And another thing that I always like talking about, you put in an inside day here. Inside day, trade within the prior day's trading range. You also had lighter volume on that particular day, you can see here from the prior couple days. So probably a pause before more downside action.
Right.
Interesting thing is this maintained the downtrend line. Never did the stock get back above the downtrend line until it bottomed out. And 2 days thereafter, the stock got above it, closed above it, and that's represented on this day here. But before we get to what I think the stock's going to do as we move forward, if you zoom in on this picture right here, what we're looking at here, Ant, are the stochastics on Nano Dimension. And if you see right here, the stock, this gray line here moved above the orange line. That's putting us on buy signals. So when we are on buy signals, and if we move back up now and take a look at the chart here on that particular day, that's right here. The stock actually closed lower on the day. So into the close of trading on that day, you could have actually gotten long the stock, knowing the stock had rolled on to buy signals based on stochastics, and that would have got you long at 761. That day's low was 650. You could have run a dollar stop down at the 650 area, risking basically a buck. Now you find yourself moving up into the 20-day moving average, 50-day moving average. It was a pretty simple trade.
Yeah.
Now, the stock didn't quite get as high as I might have thought it would have. It never got up and tagged the 50-day moving average that came in or comes in right now at 1207. And remember, moving average lines are always price and time sensitive. So every day, these moving averages change. We didn't even get up into the 50-day or the 50% Fibonacci retracement, which would have been 1220. So I would have thought the stock might have had closer to a 50% retracement. It didn't. But nonetheless, this would have been a really easy trade to simply get long and stay long. And now, even if you were long it, you're still banking solid profits with the stock trading slightly over 10. The one thing right here and now that does concern me is, one, you had a tech sell-off again here today. The broad market was down, but the techs got slammed the most, the NASDAQ. But if we take a look, again, going back to stochastics, remember how before we talked about a buy signal? Well, right now, stochastics just rolled on to sell signals today. You're still looking at basically overbought conditions because we're sitting up around, stochastics sitting around 80, which is considered overbought. And now if you take a look where the stock is, the stock has pulled back from a high of 4 days ago, a high of 1160, now down to just right around 10. So we've pulled back basically $1.50, and stochastics are still sitting up at overbought levels, just turning on the sell signals.
Yeah.
So for me, my best case scenario on this stock here is sideways chop while stochastics work themselves from overbought to more of a neutral territory. If we take a look at the RSI, which is this right here, you've got this trading at a 46. So that's more of a neutral stance from a relative strength index.
Okay.
But the stochastics is overbought still. So they're kind of diverging from each other. One's more neutral, one's overbought. So for me, I think this is a stock that I'm going to have to kind of watch for a couple days. Hopefully, if I'm bullish the stock, it digests itself in this area. Maybe we've got to come back down, test out the 100-day moving average here at 893. We'll have to see. But right now, this is not a stock that I want to get long. I think it's going to become important over the coming days or weeks for it to get itself back up over the 50-day moving average. But right now, I'd have to say I'm neutral on it at best, and I'm tentatively waiting to see what this does here over the next couple of days to see if I might want to get long it.
As a bull myself on this stock,
and you are a huge bull on this stock.
We are going to do something that we have not done on this channel, and we're going to make Brian a believer in NNDM today. Okay, Brian, because what I got for you is some amazing information on NNDM.
I'm sure you do.
And it's going to blow your mind. You're going to just be like, let me put my whole portfolio in this stock. Because I have the utmost faith in Yoav Stern, right? This guy is just a genius. He's going to take this baby to the moon. I got diamond hands. I'm sure one of these days this stock's going to be sitting up there in that 20x category, looking back on this day where Brian said the chart isn't lining up right. But I do agree. Obviously, I understand what you're saying with the chart, and I'm kind of being funny.
Yeah.
But I do have some very cool things to show.
You do. You showed me before the broadcast.
Yes, from like a press release stuff and some catalysts coming up. So, do you have any more stuff on the charts, or should we move on to that?
So, Ant, the last thing that I just want to point out that I think is pretty interesting is this is a weekly chart on NNDM. And if you take a look here, we tagged the 200-week moving average. So if one was actually looking at this chart here on the weeklies, you would have seen that right at the high of $17.85, you were tagging the 200-week moving average. That's a pretty tough moving average to get through on the first try.
Right.
And as you can see, it then backed off, went back up, double topped as we illustrated on the daily charts, but it slightly got above it, but closed below it, you can see here. So just another teaching point, when you see a stock going somewhat parabolic, start looking at the weekly chart and see what does a weekly chart tell me. Okay. If it starts moving into weekly resistance, such as this here, you might consider lightening up part of your position or maybe selling it all, because the 200-week moving average is a tough week to get through on the charts. And I think if a lot of people had seen this, they might have said, hey, thank you, I'm out for now. And then you had your big decline and sell-off, and you could have gotten back in again at significantly lower prices.
Right. So as you can see, there have been an absolute massive amount of offerings. And some people, and myself included, I own this stock, feel like you just get played. You know, the stock runs high, and all of a sudden, offering, it's almost like a joke on the boards. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, we just had a big day. When's the offering? So as we can see, we've had just so many. 80 cents per share. Or when the stock was 80 cents, we got a 70% share or 70-cent share offering. When it was $3, you got a $2 share offering. $4, $3, $7 to $6. And then this last one was it was at about $10.90 per share. Now these are rough numbers too at the stock price at the time of offering.
Depending upon what
close
or open, and
because in some of the press releases or when they close it, didn't say the price the stock was at the time they thought of doing it. So anyways, it's $10.90 per share roughly when the offering was announced, and the amount that the institution bought was $9.50
at
per share.
per share, correct? The price.
And this was $332 million, almost $333 million, right? So just we're talking ridiculous amounts of money. They actually have 1.5. Actually, he just came out. He said 1.45 billion dollars in cash. Yoav Stern just said that in a recent interview. So they have a lot of money. My issue is that.
But you love it.
Yeah, I love NNDM. I'm absolutely bullish. But my issue is just that their revenue isn't revenue. It's just from offer. I mean, not all of it. I'm not talking about all, because there is revenue.
They've got some revenue.
They've sold some machines and they got things in the works. However, the money that they have right now is mainly from the offerings. $1.5 billion in cash, no debt. That's always a good thing. Institutional ownership. What does that look like?
Institutional 6.5%, and insiders own nothing, which is kind of odd. Now this is per Yahoo Finance. Kind of odd. I mean, is there some other type of compensation they're getting, or is that just not a correct number?
It could, yeah. I don't know about the inside buying, but ARK Invest is just one of the people that are just so bullish on this. It makes everybody invest. You hear about how many they're buying. You're like, holy crap, I'm gonna get in on this too. Follow the smart money. So that's a main reason. And I'm not gonna say I just know a lot of people have come here because of ARK.
Absolutely.
I am myself. I came here because I heard about ARK. But then after getting in the stock, I did a lot more research on it, and I found out some more things that made me stay. So I'm in at 650. Long time ago, I invested, 6 months ago now, and I'm in at 650. So I stayed. I'm here for the slopes, and I'm here for the scares. I honestly think this company's got a bright future, and I'll show you why I think that too. So just a few quick things on Nano Dimension. Probably should have done this at the beginning, but we're doing it now, so it is what it is. Nano Dimension creates machines that can 3D print PCBs, so circuit boards. Just makes it
amazing.
A game changer for many places if they want to use their own circuit boards. They've only sold 60 systems worldwide. It is the start of this company. I mean, they've been around, but this is the big, I guess, leap that they're taking right now, it seems to be. They have the first to market advantage. They have more than a dozen patents granted and 3 dozen patent applications. I just see a lot of possibility, and I guess that's why I'm in it. Because if this all goes right, if everything happens the way they say it will happen, this could be a
home run.
Could be a home run.
And the stock's done amazing
already.
A couple things that I want to add is, and I'm not a bear on the stock, but at current valuations, I'm certainly not as bullish as you are.
Yeah.
One has to remember, back in March of 2020, this had an $8 million market cap. $8 million. Now we're talking 2.5 billion market cap. So that's a huge move up. A lot of times prices of stocks get way ahead of themselves as far as valuations. So oftentimes a company will have to grow into its valuation by starting to deliver products to market.
That happened with Walmart.
With Walmart. Yeah, Walmart was stagnant for years and years and years because it was growing into its valuation, so the stock did nothing. One thing that I find interesting, though, is just announced yesterday, they were the first ever integrated RF circuit fabricated that they fabricated, and it was designed and integrated by L3 Harris.
Yes.
That was flown to the International Space Station.
Yeah,
so I mean,
it's been getting posted everywhere.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not a bear on this stock by any means. I think they've got a bright future, but I think valuations are a little ahead of themselves.
Yeah. I think there's good things coming for NNDM. I think it's a hold for me. Brian, what are you saying?
I'm saying it's a watch and see for me technically. I'm more of a technical player on the stock just because for me the stock has fully priced in a lot of good things that they haven't yet delivered.
So there you have it. I'm a hold on this one. Brian's gonna wait and see. If we missed anything or you feel like we need to know something, educate us. Put it in the comments. Let us know. But right now, that is our first try on NNDM. Let us know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, share the video.
Definitely
right?
share.
I am Anthony.
And I'm Brian.
And we are with Sounds Right Media. We'll see you back next time.